Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or no Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of AM First Radio Network by calling 605-477-4700. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. Saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Call 605-477-4700 to listen on demand. Anytime. Anywhere.
Now, here's a new concept. Digital network advertising, where businesses display your ad inside their building. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, your company is going to thrive with digital network advertising. Choose your marketing sites or jump on the DNA system and advertise with all participants. Your business ad or logo is rotated multiple times an hour inside local businesses where people will discover your company. Digital network advertising. DNA, a novel way to be seen and remembered. Digital network advertising with networks in Redlands and Yucaipa. Call in the 909 area 222-9293 for introductory pricing. That's 909-222-9293 for digital network advertising. One last time, digital network advertising, 909-222-9293.
Are you looking for the right place to purchase your landscaping items? Well, come see us at Hydroscape. Hydroscape offers a large selection of irrigation products including Irritrol and Toro, such as their efficient precision nozzles. For 40 years, Hydroscape has been family owned and operated, serving Southern California. With 17 locations, our knowledgeable and experienced staff is equipped to help you with all your irrigation, landscape, and outdoor living projects. Whether you're installing irrigation systems, wanting to maintain a healthy landscape, or simply create a beautiful lit space for outdoor entertaining, Hydroscape is the place to go. Visit our website at hydroscape.com for more information and find helpful articles on our blog, or call our customer service center at 1-800-395-4477.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
Oh, fall. My favorite time of year. Cooler temperatures and, well, let's be honest, layers. Lots and lots of layers. Look, I get it. We all have that favorite hoodie. Matter of fact, I've got a few favorite hoodies. You should wear yours. Enjoy it. I do. But I stay focused on my health year-round. And for me, I take Nature's Youth RSF from nature'syouth.com. Nature's Youth RSF from nature'syouth.com. I eat right, control my portion sizes, still maintain a commitment to regular fitness, and I get plenty of rest, and I take Nature's Youth RSF. It's okay to cover up your beach body for a few months, but don't just forget about it. Nature's Youth understands exactly what it means to provide top-quality health products, and Nature's Youth customers not only improve their health, they know they're also providing their body with the right nourishment to maintain peak performance levels and fight the aging process. So layer up and get started today with Nature's Youth RSF. nature'syouth.com. Simple to use, even simpler to order. Go to nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Do you even like your company website? Most of those that I've spoken to don't, especially if they bought it from some Yellow Page rep or one of those big do-it-yourself web companies. I'm Greg Hill of Flip Your Website. How about a complete redesign at only $200? You heard correctly. Starting at only $200, you can have a great-looking website with all the latest features. Your team will have complete control of your new website with the best content management system available. If needed, we will rewrite your content to make it search engine friendly. We offer inexpensive solutions for e-commerce, blogs, online chat like we have, even a CRM and more. We are SEO experts. We can drive traffic to your website and get you customers through the search engines and social media. So come online and chat with us anytime. Even our domain name is cutting edge. www.flipyour.website. Not .com. Flipyour.website. Again, flipyour.website.
What have I learned so far? Well, I've learned there's no one right path for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I could only do so much. My options were limited, very limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I can keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found a new career with training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I could change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, the number 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Plexus Slim, the pink drink. It works. Consider the following. 95% of all diets and weight loss programs fail. 8 out of 10 Americans over the age of 25 are overweight. And 174 million Americans are overweight. Finally, there is a healthy solution to help you lose weight. The synergistic effect of Plexus Slim and Plexus 96 taken together can help you lose more weight faster than you ever thought possible. Experience quick results and keep the weight off. People around the country are experiencing amazing results, and you can too. Plus, right now, you can try it free for 7 days. Just email your name, address, and phone number for a free sample to tryplexusfree@gmail.com. Tryplexusfree@gmail.com. Plexus Slim, the pink drink. It works.
KCAA Loma Linda. Listen on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM.
Say finally, this naughty dread can smoke in a peace. No have to take no offense from no police. I man was waiting, I was praying, I was hoping for the days like this. Say finally, yeah, naughty dread can smoke in a peace. No have to take no offense from no police. I man was waiting, I was praying, I was hoping for the days like this. Remember when me used to have to stop it in my socks or my shoes. Come and never want me mama see me pan now news. That holy sacrament, it truly changed my views. From the very first draw, inspiration I owes. The marijuana plant ain't just another plant. Made me forget all my cats and moderate all my wants. Them say it make you rebel against what? Babylon schemes and plots. But finally, this naughty dread can smoke in a peace. I mean no have to run from no police. I man was waiting, I was praying, I was hoping for the days like this.
Welcome to California Legalized Cannabis Corner with Elmo Greenman!
Cheer it up, cheer it up.
And me, Robert Porter, on KCAA 106.5, 1050 AM, teaching San Bernardino about local cannabis-related issues, legalized cannabis-related.
Legalized, wow. I never thought that I would see that day.
Wow, like created by Green Men's Entertainment.
And I love San Bernardino Productions.
Our call-in line, please call in, 1-888-909-1050, 1-888-909-1050. We have all been 64. Woohoo! And we got Merck Hudson in the house today.
Hello.
Smoke like Merck.
Smoke like Merck.
KCAA, keeping cannabis awareness awesome. We also legalized cannabis in the city and lifted the ban.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
Measure O made it with $3 grand.
Wow.
Now, is that not a statement?
It says that we wanted this ban out of here. Regardless of what the mayor and council have been thinking that the people have wanted, and it shows the people didn't want their ban. Their ban is garbage. It's gone. It's ended. Kaput.
They spoke. The people spoke.
After finally being allowed to.
And the people spoke more about cannabis than about their big city issue that they brought up, which they did win.
Oh, yeah, Measure Out, they won that.
Yeah, we have to work within their system now.
What was that one?
It's a city charter issue, so now we're going to be under a city manager form of government here in San Bernardino.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah,
that's a good thing, though.
Well, think Bell.
Well, it,
who's going to be making all the money? Who's making all the money?
Regardless, we're
Get
going
them now.
we're going to learn the system because we're all starting at zero. Everybody's got to learn this new system, so we'll work in, and hopefully cannabis will work well with the city manager in this new system. Now, we did get to speak to city council members and the city manager at the parades this week.
Yes. And I sent them all emails.
Well, let us know what you talked to them about.
So, I wanted to have them come on the show, talk about Measure O passing.
And what did they tell you? Probably the same thing they told me?
That they pretty much have no idea what's going on at the moment. They
don't want to put their foot in their mouth. That's what I heard.
That's really it. Well, they don't want to put their foot in their mouth, and there's things that they just don't really know.
I think it's a little bit of ignorance, too.
This parcel thing and some of the license numbers and stuff, it's confusing to people that haven't been following it. They've just been ignoring it, thinking it was going to go away. And now, all of a sudden, they're forced to try and educate themselves and catch up to this stuff that we've been talking about now for over a year.
And trying to educate them the whole time.
Yes.
And I did see the city manager at the Veterans Day Parade, and I ran right up to him. He was near, the main community service San Bernardino police officer.
Yes.
And right in front of them both, I said, "So what's up with legalized cannabis? What are we going to do in the city, Mr. Scott?" And he was just honest with me. He had not even have read Measure O by that time. So he didn't even read it. So he needed to do more studying himself. So that's where we stood with that. So I guess he's probably going to, round up the city council and start figuring out how to implement it.
So an initiative gets filed with the city, gathers the required signatures to get placed on a ballot, wins the election, and the city manager still hasn't read the initiative.
The thing is that
I was hired to lead, not to read.
This is the way I look at it. He was so busy doing all this other stuff. I mean, he just got in there that it probably wasn't high on his agenda. High. And also, they thought they were going to win. They had a good argument with no. It's worked excellently in the past, and it didn't work this time.
Nope.
Because the people were educated. Yep. They really wanted this, Mr. Mayor and Mr. City Manager. They want San Bernardino to receive benefits from these dispensaries.
That's it.
They don't want to have to always pay to shut them down. They want them to be productive members of our community.
Exactly.
So Merck, you've been in the dispensary scene for a while.
Yes, sort of. Well, the collective scene. I was in the collective scene.
There you go.
So, and you kind of got ran out of it, right?
Yeah. We were terrorized by the city. They actually went after our landlord, who they were going after just little things like, we can see your 40-foot container from the street. You can see the top of it, or you have barbed wire on the top of the fence here. They're $50 a day, $100 a day. And, not going after us, going after the landlord. We had an attorney. We cover ourselves. And so they just decided to go for the landlord, and he got scared, and that's how we got ran out. So that was like terrorism. That's terrorism.
That's the tactics they've been using. This is a war on drugs, right?
It's a war,
and when
we're
once,
winning.
Well,
we're totally winning.
The side that won had no military, had no judicial system working for it, had no prison system working for it, had none of this stuff that the prohibitionists had. To terrorize us.
Exactly.
Out of their biases.
It has the stigma. The negative stigma is still there, and you haven't really. We have not.
So I'm going to go. We're going to go through the Measure O a tiny bit here, so we can kind of get a little idea of where we stand now. And most of this will not go into effect immediately. In fact, they're got to go through this, and if there are court cases, who knows?
Right.
So 2017 is definitely there. 2018 with our city's gears moving really slowly. Oh my gosh! I hope not, but you never know. You never know. Under Medical Cannabis Measure O, the Guzman Initiative by Vincent Guzman, there are 5 cannabis dispensaries. A Whitney economic study said the measure could bring in between 19.5 million and 24.8 million. New ERA study calculates 2.4 million after the costs of the measure are estimated. Application fee of $250.
That's pretty reasonable.
Annual fee of $5 per square foot of canopy cultivation. A manufacturing business area, $5 per square foot. Testing business, $5 per square foot. Transportation fee, $100 per vehicle. Cannabis dispensary, $5 per square foot. Nurseries, $1 per square foot of canopy. Sales tax revenue for dispensaries, $744,022. Estimated cultivation of about 116,000 pounds of product, employing approximately 285 people.
So where do we get a job application?
Yeah.
And do they drug test?
It's required. You have to pass the drug test. It's a written and.
I don't want to mislead anyone out there. Your company can drug test you right now and have you fired.
Yes. And so that becomes another issue under Prop 64, which legalized
cannabis in our state.
Recreational use for non-medical patients. They can't buy it yet, but they're allowed to use it. But they still can be discriminated against, not just at work, but with housing, with education.
So on Tuesday, November 8th, California voters took to the polls and approved Proposition 64, making it legal for Californians over the age of 21 to smoke marijuana in private and hold up to 28.5 grams of weed or 8 grams of concentrate marijuana in their possession.
Isn't that one kind of foggy, though? Isn't there a 4? There's a 4 grams thing they mentioned, and then they mentioned the 8.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of weird. It's weird the way they worded it.
I think you should actually go with the bigger one.
Yeah. Yes. Always go with the bigger.
Always go with the bigger number.
Because you can make more.
But I honestly, wherever I've read it, I've seen 8 grams of concentrate. So you can get it. This is how you do it. Someone has to give it to you.
That's
you have to get.
You can't buy it.
You can give 4 grams.
Yeah, you cannot buy it, but you can get it. Yeah, now, if you have a card, you can go to a dispensary with your medical card and purchase medical cannabis.
Right, but there's nowhere to buy recreational.
Yeah, and you can't take it from there and then sell it to somebody.
No.
You cannot do that.
No hustling allowed.
Give it away.
Has to be given away. Given away only. You can get in trouble.
Yes.
All right. Now, in the future, after 2018, when all these rules are set in stone, or kind of, in their gray area, I'm sure, then they'll start providing licenses for all the 18 or 17 buckets.
Oh, buckets.
Yeah.
Now you're sounding like Councilman Valdivia. Yeah. The license types.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can tell what people's mindsets are at. And
Buckets? What do you mean?
One of our councilmen, he refers to the different license types as buckets, which to me says that he sees them as buckets of money that he can reach into. And,
Well, a lot of politicians like to see buckets of money. I mean.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Well, but it's a good analogy, and they are buckets of money, really. I mean, and they're buckets of tax money provided for the city. So, in 2018, that's when these rules will truly go into effect.
Right.
So, I'm sorry, team. Go get your go down to San Bernardino Evaluation Center right down here,
or you're actually allowed to grow your own too. So,
plants.
But just know we're in winter right now, so if you plant one outside or something like
it's
that,
going to start flowering.
It's going to grow up about a few segments, and then it's going to start to flower, male or female. But if you hold it there, let it keep going, you can super crop that thing later.
Ooh.
And it will pop out a new re-veg, and you'll have a huge root system for that plant.
Make sure your neighbors can't see it, though.
Now that elections are over, I am going to be so happy to be back to talking about cultivation
I want to so much. I do have to talk. I have to talk about Trump. I hate to say it, but I have to talk about Trump because everybody wants to know, Elmo. You know that, man. Oh, shoot. I guess we should just go into it.
Go into it, huh?
Oh, gosh. All right, this is from Philly 420. Will Trump side with most Americans on cannabis? President-elect Donald Trump could be on a collision course with Americans when it comes to marijuana. Millions of voters went to the polls and said yes to legalization in Nevada, Massachusetts, Maine, and California. Medical marijuana passed in Florida, Arkansas, North Dakota. I gotta.
You got your pages mixed up.
Yeah. Dang, man.
Stoner.
Were you hitting the recreational?
Stoner.
Okay, can we hypothesize certain scenarios under Trump? One would be complete opposition to legal marijuana, with threats to withhold federal funds to the states actively regulating, right, under the Controlled Substance Act.
Man, you're giving me a heartburn right now.
Yeah, I know. Another theory would be that Trump embraces.
How do you nail that down?
Trump embraces Mary Jane with both arms open, and he would immediately follow Senator Bernie Sanders' plan to deschedule marijuana.
We could only hope for the latter, but to be honest, I really see the former. When Reagan took office, we had, 11 states that had decriminalized cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Between the end of Nixon and through Carter, decriminalization was escalating. There were, like I said, I think 11 states when Reagan came in and his wife just say no.
Just say no.
And marijuana became public scourge.
Oh, really? It did. DARE, Red Women Week was all born right then.
All right there.
Yeah, man. So this is another possibility, though. This author says, my guess is that the Trump administration will attempt to regulate state legal cannabis directly. Trump's team includes Peter Thiel, whose founders fund made one of the first major mainstream investments in the cannabis industry last year. Pennsylvania's newly minted medical marijuana law will be the first in the country to allow publicly traded companies to win cultivation and dispensing licenses, opening brand new ground for the Thiel's brand of ganjapreneurs. Instead of being on the fringes with partial stakes, the money men could have it all. Ooh. Can you imagine a President Trump that cornered the cannabis market?
Absolutely, I can see that. It's, you know, right now it's like, you know, it seems like it's all lawyers that own the collectives nowadays.
Yes.
Well, they have the money, and then they can protect themselves.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Well, that's kind of it. Yeah, you have to be very savvy in the law to run a business that is not really legal.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you start making any money at all, they come down on you.
And they come down hard.
You got to play right. Yeah.
So
nobody wants to have to play.
You want to hear the really bad possibility?
You're talking about this.
The reality federally. I mean, they don't even have to talk to Trump about this. There are more ominous concerns about the administration because cannabis is linked to criminal justice reform. Trump has carved out a law and order position, one backed by the Fraternal Order of Police, who have championed every law that has oppressed marijuana consumers. Stop and frisk, civil asset forfeiture, mandatory drug treatment for weed are just some of a few of their favorite things. A federal crackdown on marijuana is not some fantasy, it's personal. This author, I smoked a joint at Independence Hall, National Historic Monument, in 2013, and the Eastern District PA U.S. Attorney coordinated more than 300 members of law enforcement, including tactically armed Department of Homeland Security agents, to detain this peaceful writer. They took me through a full federal trial, convicted me, and sentenced me to 2 years of supervised probation and a $3,000 fine. That was all under President Obama.
Did it only cost $3,000 for all that? All those police and all the court, you know, lawyers and everything? It was just $3,000?
Yeah.
Or did the taxpayers
we probably paid a couple million.
Yeah, we paid a lot for that.
I didn't think about that. For what? Smoking a joint?
And the thing is I bet you Obama didn't even know about that. That's what could possibly happen with Trump. He gets in the bubble where the chief of staff only lets information into him. If they're just following federal law, they don't need him. And Rudy Giuliani hates cannabis with all his heart, 110%. We had a great thing happen today. We lost the governor, Chris Christie, of New Jersey.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kremes, yeah.
Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah. He's got his own ideas for cannabis, that's for sure. Basically, what he did in his area is he cornered the market and gave out cannabis licenses to all his friends.
That's it.
And he slowed it down as big as possible. So you ain't gonna push anything through with them. It's going at his rate.
That's no bueno.
So this is what we got to look forward to, possibly.
Political terrorism.
Yep.
Just to push their bias agenda.
So California legalization is very, very important. Lifting the ban in San Bernardino is very, very important. But lifting the ban federally, that's the main goal.
Well, so something that wasn't brought up in all these scenarios is that pretty much the entire West Coast has legalized in one form or another. There's going to need to be interstate commerce laws coming soon for trade, especially with Vegas. I mean, Nevada legalizing, Las Vegas, they can't supply enough pot to Vegas. It's going to have to come from. It's going to have to come, if not from SoCal, through SoCal. It's going to have to be through our freight lanes one way or another.
Everybody wants Cali weed.
Yeah, they're going to want our weed.
They're going to want our
Cali
weed.
Cali, I want that OG.
So it's going to have to come. We got a phone call. Look at this.
Go ahead, Nelmo.
Hey, how you doing, caller?
Hey, I guess you guys did okay. This is Paulo from Idlewild.
Yeah! We did it, brother!
Power to the inbred empire. All right.
The inbred empire.
Hey, inbred cannabis is some of the best, dude. You want your strain set, buddy.
Yeah, I got you guys. We'll join you for a set pretty soon. Once we get rid of Mike Ramos, maybe we can send him to be Attorney General because, he doesn't do anything but bust people and beat up women. So I just wanted to ask you guys, with the new state law that just passed the proposition.
Right.
And I know we got like the city of Redland in Yucaipa especially, where they don't do anything about, the Asian sex slave trade. But how will people be able to grow even several plants outdoors there?
They will not. It's been banned in those areas, so they have to do indoor cultivation, unfortunately. So individual cities can remain banned however they choose.
Well, so
yeah,
I guess that would become an interesting thing is learning what the actual cities.
You could grow indoors. You could grow indoors.
Well, yes, Prop 64 allows you to grow your 6.
Yeah, but growing indoor is cost prohibitive to most people.
But for instance, if a municipality had a ban that was only on medical marijuana cultivation.
Maybe not legal.
They have, because there's a lot of places that are updating their ordinance to include.
Oh, so we'll play the politics game on them.
Exactly.
So you would have to check their ordinance to see if they use the legal term or medicinal term.
Right. So check your ordinances, and either way, Prop 64 allows you to grow your 6 plants indoors regardless. So
yeah, but you're growing them up in the mountains, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, not everyone is.
Not everyone gets that great opportunity.
For some of our other listeners.
Yeah, Idlewild's, that's like secluded area.
Yeah, well, that's where you get the purple weed, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, all right, gents. Thank you, guys, and thank you so much for your effort.
You work hard, man. You too, dude. Thank you.
Later.
Take care.
Wow. that was our best conversation with him. He attacked a few politicians, but we're Cannabis Corner here, And Mr. Ramos may end up being Attorney General. Kamala Harris, one senator, she will be protecting our cannabis laws, and now there's an open position, and Governor will appoint a new Attorney General, which we'll have to deal with for our cannabis laws here. Well, it may not be that good, but we'll see. We'll have to see. It's legal now, so people. What a politician told me is they look at the voting numbers, right? So
that's always the most.
So that's the most important. Yeah. So like they're looking at San Bernardino County and seeing that we have 10,000 more votes for 64 than against. It shows that we've changed. We are a pro-cannabis county.
Dynamic.
Yeah. So I mean, the politicians see the writing on the wall, and they're gonna want money They have to get money to run for office. That's it.
They want the votes.
That's really it.
And money. It's almost stupid the amount of money they have to spend on to run for office.
Yeah.
Me and Elmo couldn't afford it. We'd have to get sponsors for sure.
No.
Yeah, and it's like not the normal guy couldn't do anything without being sponsored.
You could get called a gadfly.
Yeah, that's what happens to us. Yeah.
A critic, you know.
Yeah, we'll still be the critic, but you know what? We'll be able to change, Elmo, because now we can focus on the city manager, and he does seem a little more down to earth than the mayor. And since the mayor's a figurehead, he wants to be a figurehead. He can be the San Bernardino marijuana figurehead, right?
No, he's the figurehead of Murder City. That's what he is. He said that he said that he would not be the mayor of marijuana capital. He said this, so he's mayor of Murder City. That's what he is. Why
would you not want that? I mean, you know, Cannabis Cup. Cannabis Cup came from Amsterdam to San Bernardino.
And he thinks that it's a scourge.
I mean,
he thinks that's a bad thing.
Well, he's a marijuana mayor too, so he can be in both.
So much money. You know, if the people in San Bernardino knew how much potential money he's lost because of getting rid of all this stuff,
he's really not interested in that. It's more of a religious. It's a religious conviction.
There's blood on the streets because of him. That's really it. There was a shooting just today, 13th and D, between Arrowhead and D there. That we could have supplied better services to the city if we would have regulated cannabis 5, 10, 20 years ago. San Bernardino could have been such a better place, but their failure to act puts blood on their hands. That's really it.
They're culpable, and that's because they chose to ignore rather than embrace what was already around them everywhere.
They wanted to support the war on drugs. They wanted to support the bigotry so that people could call us stupid, lazy, good-for-nothing potheads and lock us in cages and steal our children.
You criminal Elmo!
And
that's just ridiculous.
Is that marijuana in your hat?
Stigma. It's that stigma. You know, that whole sinner, you're going to go to hell.
That's it.
Smoking the devil's drug and
that devil weed,
you're
the
like
wacky tobacco,
drug addict, you know, all that stuff. And it's like, you know, people. I hate it when people try to compare cannabis to alcohol.
Yes,
because
there's no comparison.
It's more like coffee than it is alcohol. Because you know, if I always give people the alcohol challenge. That you take a shot for every bong hit I take, and in an hour we'll see, you know, who's going to be in the morgue and who's going to be watching cartoons.
You can do that with the aspirin.
But
water. You can do that with water, I think.
But we could talk about we'll talk about alcohol in a minute, about the cannabis-infused craft beers.
Oh, man.
That's coming up. But we're going to take a quick break here, team, and we'll be back in a second.
One of them was a male, and the other two, well, the other two were females. God only knows what they were up to in there. And furthermore, Susan, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to learn that all four of them habitually smoke marijuana cigarettes. Reefers.
mind, but first take care of head.
Don't get me wrong, it's not a new method. Inhale, exhale. Ammo got an ounce in the mail. Ow, Cannabis Corner legalized.
You just did a dab. I saw it happen.
Dab of the weed.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. Goodness gracious.
What are you dabbing there?
Oh, so this is some Stoned Religion. They're live resin.
Whoa, they're Stoned Religion.
Yes, Stoned Religion.
That's my religion. Give me one of those. I'll go show them up close.
You can catch them at the Blacklist Sesh over at the Elks Lodge on Mount Vernon.
Blacklist Sesh.
Yes.
I got to show up to one of those. I keep saying I am, but I never go.
Here. I know that you want to dab at this.
I'll try a dab.
You'll try it. You've never.
I'm gonna try marijuana.
You're gonna try it.
Because all the kids are kind of doing it. All the cool kids.
Is this what they call peer pressure?
Yeah. You gonna dab me?
Here, show us some of that. That's what we're puffing on right here. This live resin.
Oh, they got some live resin right here. Oh, there you go. Look at that beaster. Whoa. Oh. Man, Elmo, you have a lot of goodies here today.
Oh man.
Woo. Yeah, that's.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't even touch it. It's coming a little bit over here. Right?
Oh, that's tasty.
That's pretty tasty.
Okay, now I'd like to mention our sponsors, Kasha Harrington and Rehab Delivery TV. And if you'd like to give them a call up in the high desert, it's 760-953-9353. And also like to mention Cold Creek Organics with Mark Estemeyer, and he helped us a lot. Trying to get Measure N passed. Unfortunately, didn't pass, but I want to congratulate Measure N for a hard-fought battle, and they did great. They have nothing to worry about. They won in their little area.
They're winners in my eyes.
Yeah, they technically got more yes votes than no. In my eyes, they're winners. And I want to thank them for everything they did. They came on the show. They came to our event for the debate. They went well above and beyond what most people do in San Bernardino for cannabis.
They showed that they were a part of the community.
Yeah, a real part of the community.
They showed up to things that the Measure O people didn't.
Yes, city meetings.
There you go.
Forums.
So
I was pushing N too. I was just listening to you guys talk. And I was
I really liked N.
Vote.
You know what? I even liked P. I liked the city's initiative, but the fact that you're going to announce that you're going to put a poison pill in it, you're not going to expect us to try and find it, and then you put such a lame poison pill in. Just that is, well, you know what? The people can vote this in, but we never have to implement it. Come on now.
Yeah, we're not that dumb, and the people are obviously smarter than that because Measure P. Guess what? More no votes.
Losers. So, come on.
Wait.
I couldn't vote on all this because I'm from Riverside.
Well, I do got a little insight into the cannabis prohibitionist on the night of the election.
What?
I had a little mole tell me a few stories about the people who spent the most time trying to make cannabis
look bad,
and keep the ban wholeheartedly.
You mean the people that actually went like door to door, knocking on
Yeah,
doors?
all those
and
people.
Who were they?
Guess what I heard they were doing?
Crying in their tears,
Giving people joints?
Not in their tears, in their beers.
Oh my God!
Who the thunk it?
A bunch of alkies complaining about the potheads.
A hard drug was used?
They got to drink beer only because people like us fought against prohibitionists back in 1937. The only reason they can drink beer now.
I like beer. I'm not complaining about it.
We're gonna talk about infusing cannabis in beer, but the thing is that it doesn't. It's not logical to say, hey, it's all right to drink but not smoke.
It goes opposite of logic.
Yes.
It's anti-logical.
I don't. How can you justify that, Elmo?
I know how it's justified.
Go ahead, tell us.
It's. I don't want to say. 'Cause everybody's gonna hate me for it. It's because of the Bible, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus turned water into wine, so alcohol's okay, and that's going to be part of the culture. It's going to be
well. That's why we got Elmo, because he's been doing a little.
My whole thing is, I'm not sure if he turned water into wine.
Oh, I'm not sure either.
If he
I'm
would
not
have
sure either.
If he would have dumped a little hash into some water, he would have made
tinctures.
And Jesus was a healer, so using the best healing medicine in the world. I mean,
he had manna oil tinctures.
Even at that time,
yes.
culturally, the Romans, they had no prohibitions against cannabis.
No, they used it. Yeah,
the Hebrews at that time, they burned it as incense and they used the oil and stuff. But the Romans, they didn't smoke it, they didn't burn it. They infused in their wine. So a lot of times when you're reading in the Bible, you're reading about strong wines. You're reading about infused wines.
Ah, yeah.
So
that is stony. I'm going to use that. I got to remember that one. I like that one.
Well, too cool for me, man. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart because I was like trying to figure out where I am in my notes.
Oh, you're right. You were talking about beer here. We're going to go into beer.
You want to get into beer, but like I kind of wanted to mention a little bit more about Trump before we're done here. But these are actually good.
You got to make me take another dab.
No. I want you to specifically listen to this, Elmo, because it's important. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Trump. Okay. Believe it or not, Donald Trump has a relatively progressive stand on cannabis. This is from Civilized. Trump is relatively progressive on the marijuana issue. In fact, his position is quite similar to Hillary Clinton's stance on cannabis. Trump doesn't endorse recreational use, but he does support each state's right to legalize cannabis, and he's in favor of medical marijuana. This is what he said. I think it certainly has to be a state decision, he told the Wall Street Journal News Radio 950 last March. There seems to be certain health problems with it, and that would be certainly bothersome. I do like it from a medical standpoint. It does do pretty good things. But from another standpoint, I think it should be up to the states. Certainly from a medical standpoint, a lot of people are liking it. But there's no telling if we will stick with that position. His views on marijuana have already changed drastically since April 1990, when his stance was more progressive than anyone running in 2016. This is from 1990 and Trump.
This article's from 1990.
Yeah, we're losing badly the war on drugs, Trump told a crowd at a luncheon back then. You have to legalize drugs to win that war. You will have to take the profit away from the drug czars. So I thought you'd like that part, Elmo,
yes.
Because it does give you a little bit of hope, because if that was Trump's past position, he may still hold that privately or some form of it. And that's a lot more progressive than the prohibitionist views 5 to 10 years ago.
Remember, though, it's not just going to be his view. It's going to be his cabinet. His circle. And
well, if he does want to corner the market, I mean, he has the ability, and he also has the knowledge. He already knows that it only emboldens the cartels. He says it right there. You know, if you want to fight the cartels, the best way is to legalize it. You posted about that,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yes.
But what was that meme? What was it?
The meme that I said legalized cannabis is doing to the drug cartels what Netflix did to
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster Video.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's a good one. That's a and you know, being against cannabis is like just giving it back to them.
Oh shoot, we got a caller on Cannabis Corner. Caller, you there?
Wow.
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello.
You're on the air.
Did I get through the program?
Yes, you did.
You're through. Mask is calling.
My name is Robert Hart.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
nice
how
to
you
meet.
doing?
Nice to meet you, dude.
I'm doing okay.
Hart?
You're not, I've been sitting here trying to get the phone number for like 10 minutes. I couldn't figure it out. I called the wrong
1-888-909-1050. Yeah, it's Robert Harp, dude.
What's up,
we all
Robert?
know who you are, dude.
Hey, we all know Robert.
He's a big supporter of cannabis.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
I love San Bernardino Group.
Tell Robert Porter to look at his Facebook page. I want you guys to go with this. You're talking about Mayor Giuliani and why they've been so hell-bent on not to legalize it. Look at a little gift that I put on Robert Porter's page if he has his phone with him. And that's the real deal.
Yeah.
There's incentives for the government to make drug arrests.
Mm-hmm. So I'll take a look at it when I get home. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm really concerned about Giuliani. He's a favorite of Trump too. He'll get whatever he
likes
wants.
that stop and frisk mentality.
Yes, he created it.
Oh, I know, but if you look at that JAG program, I can't remember, somebody's memorial, it started in like Queens, New York. So that's why he's so hell-bent on that. And why the feds are not legalizing, because then everybody, if the feds legalized it, knocked it off, we all go class action on them like the internment camp.
Yeah. It's like they lied to you for how long?
Yeah.
It's admitting it.
If they're a bad law, that's ground for a lawsuit.
Okay, that makes sense. So so they might be protecting themselves.
Oh, yeah, I'm just happy I got through, I guess.
We're glad that you called.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
On your Facebook page. You'll see it.
I love your posts, dude. Thank you for everything you do,
The
dude.
sunglasses guy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, like you've been involved in all our pages for a lot. San Bernardino Cannabis Concerns and Reform page.
He's active
he's
on
been
that.
around for a
He's
long
active
time.
on the I Love San Bernardino.
Yeah, he actually, me and him debated way back in the day on, you're from San Bernardino, man. Yeah, Gur blocked me from that one, dude.
I'm not even gonna say the name.
I've been
I'm not
blocked
even gonna
from
say
so
the
many
name.
Facebook pages
For cannabis too, most of the
because
time.
of cannabis.
I get kicked off of everything all the time.
All right, well, I got through it. I sent a couple things on Robert's page. I'm kind of listening to you right now, and I want to throw a couple things in there.
Well-
There's little hidden things that we still don't understand. Robert will see them on his page when he gets when he gets home tonight.
All right, well, thanks, Robert, for calling in, and call in anytime, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, later, Robert.
What a good guy.
Wow, that
man.
was awesome.
That guy's
man.
cool.
He is awesome, and
is
he's not fake. He's real online too.
He's real. He's real.
I'm looking
and he's
on my
smart,
Facebook
too.
right now. He posted on our Facebook page. What the hell is the phone number?
1-888-909-1050 KCAA Radio.
I guess we need to put that out there a little bit more often. The phone number and post it on our page better. And
Yes, you definitely do. And I
heck,
like
maybe we could get a little ticker to go across the bottom of the screen too.
There you go.
Make us real professional.
That's how you do it.
I would also like to mention our sponsor, San Bernardino
The
Advocate
donation
Carmel
line.
Row and the 420 Wellness Center, located at 1177 Northeast Street, San Bernardino, California. Give them a call at 909-388-0092. Home of the real Girl Scout cookies, dude.
Yeah. So now we finally
Yeah,
now that election's done and all that, we finally get to get into the cookie story too. I'll have to put that together. Maybe invite them on.
Yeah,
and-
I want to do the OG story too. Explain where OG came from.
Ocean
and Kush
grown.
Yeah.
Ocean grown.
and all these different terms that we use for cannabis. And when it comes down to it, there's a few main profiles and
Kush.
Yeah, and a bunch of varieties.
Yes.
But we'll be getting
Well,
into all
that's
that.
what makes this so much fun. I mean,
True, it's like a
could
huge experiment.
I could see now why there are people that love their rose garden or their cactus garden or their
Totally. It's like, well, this this species, right? Or
Yeah, I
it's
used to
that strain. You know, it's like you're all, you know, like most people like sativa or Bubba. You know,
no, I want to grow them all.
A strain and a strain in a species. They'll just like whatever. They don't know the difference between them. And you know, and when you talk to a stoner, they're all way into it with the percentages and all that stuff. And
well, yeah, if you want to be a grower that understands cannabis, if I was going to suggest something, I would suggest start your 6 seeds.
Start them.
Just start them. Get to work. Because
should we try clones?
They're gonna die. There's
things
gonna happen. You're
seeds?
gonna learn.
For our first time, if we've never done it before.
For your first time seeds are cheaper.
Okay.
They're hardier.
You'll see a male and a female.
How do you germinate a seed? How do you make it so that?
How do I personally germinate?
Yeah.
seeds?
How do you make them grow?
Do we want to get into that right now? We've got about 10 minutes.
Seeds,
real quick.
No, that's fine.
I'll
that's
use
fine.
deionized water.
You can use spit if you want.
You can, but I want to start off with some good clean water, and I'll just soak them in a small container, like maybe a shot glass or something, in water until they stop floating and they sink. Once they've sunk, I know that water has entered the husk, and that's what you need to start the biochemical process. So after that,
that's
I just
great advice. Thank you.
After that,
I've always tried all kinds of different methods, and nothing ever works for me.
The best for me is just a little Dixie cup, poke some holes in the bottom of it, write the name on there, and throw them in there.
Throw them in some dirt.
Yep. And
see, that never works for me. This shot glass thing, I like that.
The reason why it's not working for you, you're not keeping them wet. You're not giving them water.
Yeah, I'm probably not feeding them.
Yeah, no, feeding it. They'll last for a while.
You don't need to feed them for quite a while.
Give them water.
They just need water in the beginning.
But not too much water. You got to get oxygen to the roots, so you got to let them dry out sometimes too. But you can water your large plant 5 gallons, like that one that's outside during the summer, and in the winter maybe a 1 gallon.
Cool. I think I'm better with molecules than cells.
Okay.
Cells tend to die on me. Molecules kind of stick around for a little bit.
In your brain? Now you're some kind of math whiz, right, Merck?
I'm a computer science nerd, and that has a lot of math.
And you have this program, Evera.
Is it a program or an app?
What do you got going on?
Well, I mean, really, what's an app? I mean, it's a multi-page website.
Yes.
Explain what's going on. Give us a little lowdown.
What it is I was at a collective, and we were trying to trace the patients and their names, their ID, and their expiration dates on the recs. And when I got there was an Excel spreadsheet. Excel spreadsheet.
Right.
It's like really,
the basic.
It's really basic, and it was real easy to lose data. And that's what I was very concerned about. If somebody clicked the mouse and it highlighted a cell.
Oh yeah. You just deleted that
and
cell.
Somebody pressed the space bar,
and now 18 other pages that are connected to that one cell.
Yeah. So I said, I made a database. It was a PHP, MySQL, JavaScript, that kind of stuff. And that traced each patient to their ID and their expiration date. So, and I made it really user friendly too. So if you can be all derp, you run it through, it has a big red sign that says no, this is expired. Usually it's green and happy, it's all yay, so they're okay.
So this is
it's
extremely user friendly.
Yes.
Very and I would expect nothing more or less from Merck.
And so I tied that. I ran with that. I messed with it for a couple years, and then I started tying in a little bit more. I said I needed to make it a little bigger, so I got a little desperate, and I did a Cannabis Craigslist. I just used the OSC script.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I kind of let it run wild. I go, let's go see what happens with it, and nothing happened with it.
Because people are selling cannabis on Craigslist.
Yeah, I know. It's so wild now. It's I'm trying to centralize it. It's okay, everybody just come here. Don't go everywhere. And then I have a verifications system built into that. And I'm tying them all together. I'm just trying to make the doctor and the patient and the collective, and the farmer and the wax blower, all kind of tied into each other, So I'm just, and I'm shooting from the hip.
And the computer will do that.
So you're trying to create
it's all
platform for the industry to connect on.
Exactly. And it's based on Smoke Like Merck, which is like basically weed maps like Merck.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, you go there, you see, that wherever you live, if people are registered on there, they got their collective on there,
Right.
You'll get little markers on there. You click on them, it'll take you to their little menu.
It's sort of like Yelp for cannabis for people that aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, it's like weed maps and Yelp, all that. And I put the weed maps menu on there. So if you have a catalog, if you can afford it, the whole thing, the point is it's free. Because weed maps is incredibly expensive.
Yes.
It's like $1,400 a month. It's crazy something. So I'm just letting the little guys, get their own catalog on the map. You know what I'm saying? But if you can't afford the weed maps cost, I throw it on there for, why not? So
collectives and dispensaries and delivery services can download your weed maps like Merck and join this platform.
What they do is they register with me
right
on the line on smokelikemerck.com, and then I approve and I get their account started, and then what they do is they just get a blank account, and then they start adding the categories like flowers, shatter, crumble, and then each product, and then the user can go up and go through the menu, navigate to whatever product you want, and it has, there it is. There's product, there's a donation, and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's what it is. It's smokelikemerck.com.
So,
I'm trying to make it all. I'm trying to meld it all together into one.
Now, can I suggest something for you? You just gave me this crazy idea of how like Domino's, you just get on there and order your dang pizza online. Like, is there any way you could give that program to each dispensary around here so they can just
I actually have one like that.
Yeah,
where
that's
you don't need a
cool.
credit card or anything. What it does is you get on there, you order what you want, and then you press send, and it sends an SMS message to the phone number, and it sends an email with your invoice on it and everything.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
It doesn't charge you any money. You don't need a credit card, but it's basically it's an order. You're just sending an order over there. I do have that. It's that nobody used it, so I can implement it again. It's no problem. I just put it to sleep for a second.
Well, having that stuff already made is probably a huge step ahead. As legalization progresses, more people may want to use.
The longest thing,
like
absolutely. That's why I'm
in line at the dispensary is the longest thing.
Say what?
In line at the dispensary is the longest thing, right? If you can do what Starbucks does, where you order online on your phone and they just walk up to the order stuff and grab it.
That's it. I got
You're
that
on
system.
it. Yeah.
It's in place. I have it written. It's done.
And Starbucks it didn't at first. Starbucks, I didn't see anybody doing it. Now, half their customers don't go in line and pay. They go straight and pick it up.
Yeah.
So it just got to catch on, dude.
It's there. It's just that
Maybe we could
anybody on Smoke Like Merck, if you want it, let me know.
I was just thinking maybe some of our sponsors could work with you and maybe get that program implemented into what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
The next stage is to be able to deliver and have products ready for people on demand.
Exactly. And you can put a credit card on there too. It's not limited to no credit card. You can have accountability and all that.
All right.
So, wow.
Well, just to let you guys know, the NFL is looking at possibly decriminalizing cannabis, or at least getting rid of suspensions for cannabis.
Yeah, getting it out of their rules.
Now the owners really make the decision, so it's up to them. But it seems like there's a few of them, not all, but a few of them, 8, that believe that it should at least be looked at.
Well, so United States patents 6,630,507 cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. Football players,
they get hit in the head.
Yes, repetitively, over and over and over. On top of all the aches and pains and everything of even just staying in that shape. You got to work out every day just to stay in that physical shape.
But they have opiates for those. they just take their opiates.
And it kills them. It kills their kidneys. It ruins them.
And so now how many players are in states that have medical or even legal now? How many players live in those? How many players travel to play in states that have recreation?
That'd be all of them.
So what football players don't smoke weed?
I don't think there is.
I think in Oregon they do that to you in college. You have to smoke weed.
No, you get caught and then you end up without a career.
Yeah, you lose your scholarship. You lose.
That happened to the Miami Dolphins guy.
Yeah,
Ricky,
but they never test you.
Oh, Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
They really test you for. They test you for weed in the NFL, really?
Yes. Really? Mm-hmm. And they'll take away your career. They will.
I wonder what the cutoff is. You got to be able to have some weed in your system. A certain amount of micrograms is okay.
All right, and before we leave, the cannabis-infused beer.
I want some of that.
So basically, they're gonna try to combine these things over in Colorado, and have local brewers make cannabis-infused beer. General Washington's Secret Stash IPA.
Is this going to be for pub use, or is it going to be for home use only? I can't see going out and
That sounds kind of tasty.
Yeah,
going to a bar and drinking I had 9 of them.
This one says that it removed the THC, but
the CBN is still
they have the CBD still in there, so. So there is some medicinal value to it,
and it makes you more relaxed when you're on alcohol, right?
And I'd assume they're preparing for THC infused. It's just that'd be one step away, right?
Possibly. Well, okay. So the driving studies kind of say that when you mix alcohol and cannabis, that there's undesirable effects for driving.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting twisted.
Yes. so there might be some issue with trying to get that legal. But Merck, I think you might have said something maybe inadvertently. A lot of people don't know about all the cannabinoids. CBN.
CBN makes you sleep.
Yeah, CBN. That has nothing to do with THC. Well, it does have to do with the degradation of THC, but you can have no THC and lots of CBN and have the narcotic effect, if you will. Very sleepy.
Yes. Very relaxed. and the CBD's got you all, you put some alcohol in there, you're good to go.
So that becomes the issue. Not really THC, but being too tired behind the wheel.
Yeah.
That's no good either.
CBN. That's why they can't figure out how to nail down THC for DUI.
Well, they're going to have to.
It really doesn't have much to do with it.
They're going to have to, because I think it's required in the new law. All right.
Oh, wow.
We did it. I'd like to thank Merck and Elmo for coming on. And also, we'd like to thank everyone involved in Prop 64. Good job out there. Measure O, you won.
Congratulations.
San Bernardino!
The ban is gone.
California rules. Cannabis Corner. Ow.
And I will advertise it.
This is 1050 AM KCAA Loma Linda and 106.5 FM Yucaipa.
And all the way from pole to freezing pole and everywhere there is in between. It is always my honor and pleasure to welcome you to Midnight in the Desert. I'm Heather Wade. Oh my gosh, we've got a really cool night planned for you tonight. Will Hart is going to be joining me after the first bottom of the hour break here. And he is an inspiration to someone you may know.